Thank you, Megan, for once again setting the bar too high and making me even more nervous. Just like Megan said, I am so fortunate to have the opportunity to stand in front of this amazing group of people and speak today. I just hope that I don't disappoint anyone, because quite frankly, everyone here is hoping for something different. My classmates are all hoping I quote SpongeBob at least 3 times. My professors are hoping I empower and motivate my class to do great things. And my family had absolutely no idea I was giving this speech until today. So they're probably just hoping I'm up here long enough to get at least 100 pictures. I sat in front of my computer for hours, brainstorming what I wanted to say. Writing a page, then deleting it. Writing another page, then deleting it again. Finally, after many more attempts than I would have had to pass an exam here, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to talk about the journey we've all been through together over the last 2.5 years. And what better way to do that than to compare it to the gait cycle? For those who don't know, the gait cycle is one of the foundational concepts we, as physical therapy students, had ingrained into our minds over and over and over and over again. The gait cycle breaks down how we walk into 8 specific phases, starting when our heel touches the ground and ends as we swing our leg through to take a step and repeats. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk everyone through our experience here at Chatham using the phases of the gait cycle. Phase 1, initial contact. On August 25th, 2014, we stepped into Eastside for the first time as an official part of this program. While all of us were feeling some mixture of excited and nervous, none of us realized that we would become such a tight-knit group. Our first day consisted of orientation, a group lunch with our advisors, and a very, very brief anatomy lecture of only 147 slides. Heading home after day 1, we were excited about the future and proud of ourselves for making it this far. Phase 2, loading response. As the first few weeks went by, we were fully engulfed into the grad school experience. We were covering copious amounts of material in one day of class and putting in long nights of studying once we got home. We were adjusting well and felt positive about surviving our first semester. And then we had our first checkoff. Fortunately, we came together as a class and survived the first semester. And as Jeff Tompkins would say, it was a Christmas miracle. Phase 3, mid-stance. Fast forward a few months to the summer semester. By this point, our lab partners were set in stone, because if anyone ever tried to sit in a different seat for a day, we couldn't function properly. We were preparing to enter the clinic for the first time as student physical therapists. However, looking back on it now, it was so much more than that. Our professors were guiding us through an amazing transition from student to clinician, learning to clinically reason through different scenarios and piece together our examination findings to properly treat our patients. Learning that it isn't just passing that matters. It's about improving our patients' lives. This was the first step in our transformation into an autonomous healthcare professional. Of course, this transformation wasn't always pretty, because we got introduced to the P word, practicals. Speaking from experience, there's no better way to get a good sweat going than to have 35 minutes to evaluate and treat a professor with another professor watching your every move. Nevertheless, we managed to make it out into the clinic for the first time. We were finally able to put all of our knowledge to use and see all of our hard work pay off. We were able to witness the positive changes in our patients because of our clinical decision-making. It instilled upon us a newfound confidence. It made me realize just how great of a job the professors did in preparing us for this moment. Phase 4, terminal stance. We returned to Chatham to finish the last few semesters of classwork. We were covering every focus of physical therapy from cardiopulmonary to pediatrics to neuromuscular in order to complete the well-rounded generalist that Chatham strives itself on producing. We took our last practical exam of the program, and I'm fairly certain I can speak for the class when I say it was the most memorable. We were having lectures on multi-system disorders and processes, how to start our own practice, and the management of our dreaded student loans. But this was the moment we'd been waiting for. We were truly getting ready to graduate and officially enter the physical therapy world. The professors had done their part. They had given us the tools and tested us on the material. They had answered our questions and guided our thinking. But most importantly, as Dr. Perry would say, they taught us to think like therapists as opposed to students. And for that, we say thank you. We had also done our part as students and peers. We studied our notes to exhaustion, we practiced our clinical skills day after day, and and we challenged each other. But most importantly, we were always very supportive of one another. And I can't thank you all enough for that. We shared notes and helpful articles. We stayed after class to practice skills with one another. We never left anyone behind. To our lab partners, our study buddies, and PBL groups, I know we wouldn't have made it here today if it weren't for all of you. Phase 5, pre-swing. This is it. This is the beginning of our swing phase. We are all at the point where we all have a plan. Some of us will enter the field of orthopedics, others will work in hospitals, others in peds. Some of us will stay local, and some of us will move across the country. Though I don't know exactly what all of my classmates' last phases of the GATE cycle will represent for them, I do know that they will all be successful. We will all make a difference. We will all impact people's lives for the next 30 years. I know this because all of us are good people who joined this career for all of the right reasons. We are also fortunate to have such amazing professors who, now that we are graduating, will become mentors for many of us as we grow into our career. So as we continue through our swing phase, we each will go in different directions and at different speeds. But just like the GATE cycle, we will always be going forward. We may stumble, we may trip, and yes, we may fall. But the greatest thing about the GATE cycle is that it always allows you to start over and try again. I know my classmates are well aware of my obsession with the pediatric world, so I thought it was fitting for me to leave you all today with a quote from Dr. Seuss. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. Thank you.